It has been a beautiful evening so far. I've not seen this room packed out so quickly in quite a little while since I'm here. And I know you will want to express your appreciation for this gathering. You brought the sunshine and the airline. I'm sure you came up on it today. Pity we didn't get a chance to welcome you from the airport. Gone are the long days of the waving gallery. May we ask you now, Captain Tai, to come forward, and I know you're bubbling with delight to see the faces that you used to see long ago, and the reunion is overwhelming. Thank you.
Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how I'm going to follow the act of the jingle. You know, I was telling Christine it should come after. But anyway, my role is a pleasurable one, is to thank you, first of all, Consul General, for hosting the Fly Jamaica team in New York for our inauguration. We appreciate it. I mean, the appreciation of the team is overwhelming. A very special thanks, of course, to Mrs. Pauline Henry, the office manager, because when we walked in, Perry, sorry, it was all done. We didn't have to do anything. The only thing I noticed that, you know, we have an aircraft at the back there. But it's what I love, because I flew the first one. So I will not forget it. And also a very special thanks to Cecilia Farfan, who did most of the invitations. But I think that to get to this point, as we have spoken about, somebody talked about, you know, the startup of something, right? You know, I was with Air Jamaica for many years. Let me say that. First time I met Christine, she was a training flight attendant. And she showed up for her first class in miniskirt. Right? And when she looked around and saw how the other flight attendants were dressed, she quickly had to retreat and come back with a different dress. But, you know, it's been all that time with Air Jamaica, and of course, you know, I have no apologies in talking about Air Jamaica, because all of us in this room, you know, have been through the Air Jamaica story, and we were very, very sad when it went away. But like all business, when one thing goes, there are opportunities for other. And that was where it started when our chairman, Mr. Reese, came and we discussed this as a project. And, you know, we have been down the road. First of all, we had a discussion about the name. Somebody wanted to know where the name came from. You know, and it was very simple, you know, in the sense that we wanted to represent Jamaica, and what more than fly Jamaica. So it was very simple. But I want to tell you about business and starting a business. You know, I didn't know it was so difficult, because the first battle we had was just a name. Somebody asked about the name. So when we went to where's that office they call, the one that you have to register? The company register. They said they don't like the name. Fly Jamaica, because they don't know what it means. So we ended up having to put the airways on the end. But the trading name is really Fly Jamaica, because Fly Jamaica Airways doesn't have, they see like in the jingle, can't say Fly Jamaica Airways, Fly Jamaica. So, you know, that's why, so the trading name is really Fly Jamaica, even though the company name is Fly Jamaica Airways. So I'll tell you, that was a battle, a couple of weeks with lawyers and people going back and forth just to get the name. But so we went along. So we also want to thank, the Jamaican Civil Aviation Authority. It was a process. And at our inauguration last night, the Director General, Mr. Oscar Darby, pointed out that normally to certify an airline, it takes about 2 to 3 years. And we were able to do it in 1 year. We wanted to do it. I have a very impatient chairman. And he would have liked to have done it in a month. But we managed to do it in 12 months. And, we also, to let you know, that we know about Air Jamaica, but Air Jamaica was really a legacy in the sense that the formation did not require the level of certification that we do nowadays. Because as you read with all that is happening with the Boeing 787 and so forth, you understand the level of training and the level of certification that you have to do. And even after the 757 has been about 2 years behind schedule, so certification was quite an issue. So we want to thank them. We talk about Jamaica, and as Fly Jamaica, we want to thank our government, because at our inauguration last night, we had a very, very special guest, was the Prime Minister herself, who visited with us to show the support, just like what we see here today, the support of the Jamaican community. And talking about the diaspora in particular, because that's where we're here to serve, the New York diaspora. And the last statistics I saw, and probably I'll get some beat up here now, was that in 2005, they say 750,000 of us that live in this area. That's probably a small amount, no. Right. So, but you see, what we have to do the calculation, because that is where the marketing, we have to do the calculation to get the numbers. But we get phone calls every day from the diaspora. Up to 2 days ago, I got one. And it says, where are you calling from? She says, New York. She says, when are you going to be flying? And I said to her, just like the chairman said, we'll soon be there in a couple of weeks. Can you wait? She said, I'll wait. Because I don't want to go on that, she won't name the other carrier. So that has been, the reason I raised that point is because that has been one of the things that has really driven us and kept us stuck to the task, despite all of the issues that we have. And as our chairman said, we are finished. We are ready as an airline to fly. We have all the certifications, but we are now dealing with just the New York. When we came to New York, you have to understand, in order to fly into New York, we have to deal with about 5 different people. You have the FAA on one hand, we have the Port Authority on another hand, and then even after you get those permissions, you have to choose a terminal, right? Terminal 4, as you know, is going out because of, they run out of money in expanding the terminal. So we have had to go to Terminal 1. And when we thought we had everything sorted out with Terminal 1, they customs say, can't do it at the times you want to come. And then we get caught in the fiscal cliff. Because what they're saying is that they're carrying 2009 manpower levels in 2013, so they don't have the custom facility to cover us at the times that we want to come. And that was why the chairman was asking we have to find some alternative times as to when we're going to operate. So small little things like that is what is keeping us on the ground at this point in time. But we are raring to go. We're raring to go. As Christine has shown you, with all the flight attendants, we have 80 people on staff, 80 Jamaicans that we have on staff. And one of the things about it is that we have experienced Jamaican, people who used to fly on the other birds. That is the core of our staff, core of our maintenance, the core of our in-flight service. And those of you who have experienced the former in-flight service will revisit that in Flight Jamaica. So I want to thank you all for coming out here this evening to support us. I mean, this is tremendous to see the reception that we have received here this evening. And Consul General and your team, I want to thank you again, sir, for hosting us. And we looking forward to seeing you all with the jingle. Thank you and good evening.
I don't have much to add after Captain Tai has said it all, and our chairman. However, I think you're all wondering who is going to be here for Fly Jamaica. So I'm now going to ask our new manager for Fly Jamaica to step up, please. Well, it sounds like you have full support. And we can assure you that she was well chosen. She will do her best. And I know we'll have a successful airline here. Thank you.
So now that we have dealt with it in cliffhanger style, may I invite you all to partake next door in the libation and the little things to eat.
Any questions?
Oh, sorry about that. You see, as Consul General, I don't normally like questions, but it's good. So I take it there are going to be some questions. Let me recognize Mr. Lawrence here from Hartford, Connecticut.
Thank you, CG. And ladies and gentlemen of the board and staff, thank you. Most people, I know it's questions, but I just have to say this. When the lights were dim and everything was going on, if you could just see how full my eyes were. With pride to know that the legacy lives on. And definitely, I can tell you that I will definitely support what has been born, what has been reborn. Questions that I know my community is going to ask me. Luggage, the number of planes and the capacity, and any kind of restrictions, if we're going to carry over what was there before. Because the two luggage, full pieces of luggage is very important. We know that. And I see that the meals are there, but you know the capacity, who makes the plane, because now you have Boeing, you have Pratt & Whitney that's in Connecticut and so forth. Different things like that. So that way I can properly address the people of Hartford.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Captain Tai will address the airplane. I'll address the other amenities.
But as you saw in the photograph, we have a Boeing 757-200 with Rolls-Royce engines, right? Because we believe in the best, so we're going Rolls. Okay, 198, 12 and 186 is our capacity. And the reason for that capacity, 50-inch pitch in business class means you almost have a sleeper in the business class, right? And the reason that we have kind of bought it a little smaller in the capacity so that we can carry our bags. And we have two pieces is standard for us. So you will be able to carry 2 pieces.
55 pounds.
55 pounds. So we're going to charge you extra for the fridge. So, but that is standard 2 pieces will be our, so that, you know, we know that that is one of the things that our Jamaicans like, and you know that's what we're catering for. We know that you like to eat your ackee and saltfish and those sort of things, you know, because I came upon another carrier today, and I was in the back because I wanted to observe what was happening, and as we sat on the ramp in Norman Manley, this lady sat beside me and she pulled out her, you know, the silver paper, and she had the fry fish and the bami. And of course I said to her, so why are you doing it? She said, well, I'm don't feed me upon this flight. So I said to her, you know, because I'm doing my little market research, you heard about another carrier named Fly Jamaica? She says, I'm waiting on them to come. So I said, okay, I hear they soon come. But in terms of the 757, as you know, is a proven machine, right? 1,000 of them operating here in the States. And one of the reasons we went for that is because it has the legs for the New York route. That's the right airplane, in our opinion, for the New York route. So that's why we went that way. So that's it from a technical point of view, and the bags, okay?
I think I have to ask the chairman to come up. Somebody's going to ask chairman if that's the only airplane.
Well, we have to be honest. In May this year, 2013, our current airplane, the Boeing 757, will be going into the hangar for a C check for about 2 to 3 weeks. At that stage, we have arrangements in train for another airplane. That airplane, our airplane now, when it comes out of the C check, in summer, we'll have 2. We have to have 2 for reliability. So that's our vision for this year and next year.
Just, Mr. Chairman, just one side to them. What are the opportunities for investment in Fly Jamaica?
The opportunities are being considered by our board, and we will surely make those decisions public very soon. But we're definitely looking at offering shares to the Jamaican public in the future, in the very near future. But we'll let you know.
Sir, given the Guyanese connection and the regionalness of Caribbean and the open Caribbean, are Guyanese nationals be employed by Jamaica?
Well, we are employing qualified people on the airplane. Right now, I am a pilot. I'm Guyanese, so I'll also be flying. The chief pilot is a Guyanese, and this occurs because Guyana Airways, which we worked for over 5 years, they had a 757. So we all received about have experience of in excess of 3,000 hours, 6,000 hours. We have a lot of time on the airplane, so we came with the experience. But we hope to hire Jamaican pilots and train them also on the airplane. Not at this stage, because we're still growing and we have a full complement of Jamaican flight attendants at this time. Well, I think he's slightly past it. That's it?
Just to confirm, so we're flying into Kingston or more?
It's in Kingston. We're flying from Kingston to Kennedy and vice versa. Then we'll be operating from Kingston to Toronto, vice versa. And then as the approvals come to for Guyana, we'll go down to Guyana. Montego Bay is in a future plan. That will depend on the traffic that we get, the profitability of the company, and the increase in the fleet. We cannot bite off more than we can chew. Remember that this is a private sector partnership between my good friend Lloyd Tai and his Jamaican team and Guyanese. So it's the first in the Caribbean in terms of private sector integration. This is where we have created history. Nobody else has ever done this before. So you have to give us some space. Thank you. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Welcome to New York.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to your airline. I want to give you guys a warning. You know, when everything starts, they all come to us humbly, seeking our support. But the minute you start to soar, they take us for granted. And I don't know if that had anything to do with the demise or partial demise of Air Jamaica. But I want you all to remember where you started and how you started. 1. 2, you talk about your resources. I can guarantee you, I might only be able to put a $10, but I can guarantee you that if you hurry up and put your public offering together, you might be able to go faster than you think you're able to go. Because one of the what do you call it now? I was disappointed when Air Jamaica had its problems. We were hoping that before there was this haste to divest it, they would have come to us, because I heard people in my circles clamoring to be a part of the action. So I know it's a private business and people want to be sort of defensive of their investment, but sometimes you have to look wider. And I'm sure if you come to us with a public offering, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Because the need is here.
I just want to acknowledge Mr. Tony King of the Jamaica Tourist Board. He must have prompted somebody to ask about Montego Bay. Thank you for coming, Tony. And this jingle you're going to be hearing it. Gil Bailey's here. I'm sure you'll be the first one to hear it, and several others. So you'll be hearing it ringing in your ears, and you can sing it as much as you like. Thank you, Councilor.
One more question.
Sorry?
Questions here in the back.
Oh, sorry.
You have a website, number 1. Are you going to be prepared to deal with travel agents, number 2? I came in late, I'm not sure. Ask me the question. I am Pat Lawrence, Alkin Tours and Hotel Travel, and a big supporter of all airlines going to Japan.
Hi, Pat. Good to see you. Welcome.
And the GDS system as well. That's
Right.
all travel agents.
Oh, definitely, our website is in motion. Over the next few days, all the configuration will be complete. We will be dealing with travel agents. We'll be in touch with you very shortly as to what those arrangements will be.
Funny, what's the airline code? That's a question to ask you. GH?
Captain Ty?
No, or IATA 2-letter code is OJ, Order of Jamaica. So you won't forget that one. OJ. Okay. That's a trap. And we didn't ask him, it just came from IATA. So when we got that, we said thank you very much.
Okay, one.
Can we now register spot, or do we have to wait for a while? How do we make reservations?
Captain Ty?
What's that?
Reservation.
Well, we're putting up the because of the other issues we discussed, we're just taking the opportunity to refine our website. We are obviously, just like everybody else, we're going to be on the web. The web will be up before the week is out. That is one of the things that we're working on, and the bookings will be done through the website. The travel agency question that came through our system will be given access through portals to our system. Our connections to the GDS will be configured later on as we go and the airline starts to grow. So, these are all of the marketing, which is Mr. Will and Anne-Marie, as we get the feedback from the travel community, because as you are appreciating the last year, we have spent a lot of time more on the technical issues to get those up and running. Because, if you, just like we learned, 40 years in Air Jamaica, if you're not perceived as the safest carrier, then forget about the commercial side. So, we had to pay a lot of attention to that side of the business, and then the commercial side normally will take care of itself, as long as we don't take people for granted.
There's another question.
Is there any in-flight entertainment?
Yes, we have on board, and again, those are things that we are developing, because we are going into, one of the things we're trying to do is to go into partnership a lot with Jamaicans. In other words, the last night at our opening, we had Jerry and nephew, you know what it is, right? And they were giving away some of the white rum and all that. But yes, one of the things we want to do is to co-brand a lot of the stuff from Jamaica. So when you fly on the airplane, you get ting and all of those kind of stuff. Well, so we're trying to keep it to that level. And as I say, from the commercial point of view, that is what we are really doing now. And we will be putting the in-flight entertainment, to work very shortly. Where we're thinking of, making what kind of films and that kind of thing. A lot of those things that I learned, I was never really on the commercial side. That you have to be so careful what you put up there, because somebody will sue you to say that you're copywriting them and all those things. So we have to be careful with all those things. We're learning those things. Thank you very much.